Fermin Aldeguer, the prodigiously gifted young rider now flying the flag for Gresini Racing, has let rip a proper thunderclap in the MotoGP paddock. His sights aren't set on merely scrapping it out in the Premier class, but on nicking the golden throne in Ducati Lenovo's factory squad come the 2027 campaign. This isn't some pie-in-the-sky daydream. It's the fruit of cold, hard calculation, backed by a contract structure that's anything but run-of-the-mill, and track performances that are ripening by the race. Aldeguer has gone all in with his biggest punt yet. The next 2 seasons are the make-or-break audition of his racing life. The linchpin bolstering Aldeguer's bold claim is his thoroughly unconventional contract. Unlike the garden variety rookie or satellite rider, Aldeguer put pen to paper directly with Ducati Corse on a 2+2 deal. That means the first couple of seasons, say 2025 and 2026, will see him campaigning in a satellite outfit, in this case, Gresini Racing, and if his results hit the lofty bar set by the boffins in Borgo Panigale, the option for the following 2 years automatically catapults him into the factory fold. Ducati's decision to tie Aldeguer down directly, even before he'd properly wrapped up a glittering Moto2 campaign, underscores their rock-solid faith in the Spaniard's potential. They see him as a long-term asset, the heir apparent who needs polishing in a controlled environment. This contract wipes out the fog of future negotiations and puts Aldeguer's destiny squarely in his own gloves. Performance is the only currency that counts. The path to a factory seat has never been a stroll in the park, especially at Ducati, where the current lineup is the fiercest and most cutthroat in the business. Aldeguer is expected to display maturity and blistering pace that leaves ordinary rookie benchmarks in the dust. In his debut season, even aboard a satellite spec bike, a GP25 for instance, in 2026, the mandate is to be a regular in the top 5, or at the very least, the top 7. Snaring podiums, or even race wins, isn't a nice to have. It's the vital sign that he's ready for a full factory desmosedici. One-lap qualifying blisterers and canny tyre management, especially in the closing laps of a full-distance Grand Prix, will be the key areas under the microscope of Ducati's general manager, Gigi Dall'Igna, and his crew. Aldeguer's stiffest competition doesn't just come from rival factory runners, but from within Ducati's own ecosystem. The Red Camp boasts a talent pool that's the envy of the paddock. At present, the factory seats are occupied by Pecco Bagnaia and Marc Marquez. Marc Marquez's arrival is a game changer. If Marquez, despite his seniority, can rediscover his absolute peak in factory colours, Ducati will face a proper headache. Proven experience and living legend now, or a glittering future. Aldeguer effectively becomes an internal threat to whoever's parked in a factory seat or the plum satellite berth. His ambition directly endangers Marc Marquez's position should his contract run to 2027 or any other top satellite rider in the frame for promotion. Ducati must choose between 1. Stability and proven dominance, sticking with a star duo already battle-hardened. 2. Long-term investment, injecting youthful, limitless potential. One of Aldeguer's strongest cards is that today's Ducati satellite machines, particularly those fielded by outfits like Gresini, are nigh-on identical in spec to the factory bikes. Aldeguer himself has acknowledged that the Desmosedici GP24/GP25 Hill campaign differs only marginally from the works version. This parity hands him a golden ticket to bed into the Desmosedici's handling DNA, without the white-hot glare of factory pressure. A seamless adaptation, evidenced by his rapid-fire first podium, is his killer selling point. Ducati knows that when he steps up to full factory spec in 2027, his learning curve will be far shallower than a rider jumping ship from another manufacturer. Stability and consistency, which he often cites as the factory bike's chief edge, are his ultimate carrot. The 2027 season isn't just another rider shuffle. It's a technical watershed in MotoGP. Sweeping changes to engines, aerodynamics, and electronics will come into force. That levels the technical playing field to a degree. In this landscape, Ducati may well view Aldeguer as a strategic masterstroke, a young gun with boundless upside, unburdened by the baggage of the old regs, could prove priceless. Young riders often adapt quicker to radical tech shifts. Aldeguer could be the fresh face leading Ducati into the new regulatory era, a symbol of the baton pass from the Bagnaia-Marquez dominance to the next Desmosedici generation. Ducati's call at the end of 2026 or the start of 2027 will be a landmark moment. If Aldeguer delivers, he'll be the poster boy for Ducati's unrivaled talent development blueprint. If he falters, Ducati loses a valuable bargaining chip and Aldeguer must restart his gamble from scratch. What sets Fermin Aldeguer apart from other gifted rookies? The answer lies in a mental maturity that shines both on and off the circuit. His explicit hunger for a factory seat in 2027, even while still cutting his Premier Class teeth, radiates ironclad self-belief without tipping into arrogance. In interviews, Aldeguer always stresses that his immediate focus is on the here and now, yet he never shies from spelling out his long game. This is the hallmark of a rider engineered for the top. They set the bar sky high and turn pressure into rocket fuel, not a roadblock. Ducati's call to keep him on a one-year lagged satellite spec in 2026, despite Aldeguer's initial disappointment, is a litmus test of his mindset. He must prove he can win or run at the sharp end, even with a slight technical handicap. If he channels that frustration into podium consistency, he'll send a message to Ducati far louder than any one-off result. Patience and outright speed must march in lockstep. Ducati, with its technically dominant philosophy, needs riders who aren't just quick, but can deliver razor-sharp technical feedback. Here's where Aldeguer must prove he's not merely a racer, but a development asset, collaborating with the Italian crew to hone the desmocidity for the daunting 2027 regs. Fermin Aldeguer's gamble for a Ducati factory seat in MotoGP 2027 is pure theatre, youthful ambition, razor-sharp contractual strategy, and a red-hot internal rivalry pitting him against living legends and the reigning world champion. Having seen Aldeguer's form to date and knowing the 2+2 clause tying him to Borgo Panigale, do you reckon he'll bag that coveted red seat in 2027, or will the weight of Marc Marquez, Pecco Bagnaia, and the rest of Ducati's stable prove too crushing for this young talent? Give us your prediction.
Welcome to GP Talks. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates.